we need to worry about our national security as well as our economy. Now, let me move just a quick shift to follow on what we were talking about the relationship with African Americans in the Republican Party. Obviously, you know how the civil rights laws got through, and some people may know, you know who brought the civil rights to Southeast United States? Anybody who looks at the history sees there was a number of judges. Judge Elbert Tuttle, Chief Judge Elbert Tuttle in Atlanta, Georgia, Judge Brown, Judge Johnson, and Judge John Minor Wisdom, 4 federal district judges appointed by Republican Dwight Eisenhower, all good Republicans. I had the honor and privilege of clerking for Judge Elbert Tuttle from July 1, 1963 to June 30, 1974. And he was bringing civil rights to Georgia. There was a case of a Democratic sheriff in a small town in Georgia who had a very bad record. They brought a suit against him to kick him out of office. And they had a 3-judge court, and Judge Tuttle appointed himself to go down there and took 2 other judges. When they found that Judge Tuttle was coming down, they wouldn't, no place down there would serve us meals or put us up overnight. And a Democratic judge, Griffin Bell, convinced them they had to do it. So we managed, they didn't want to serve a Republican judge and his Republican clerk, but they did. And let me just tell you, after the evidence was in, there was a fair hearing. Judge Tuttle just stuffed that sheriff where he should have been stuffed. And that is how civil rights came to Southeast United States. But I want to brag about some of the wonderful African Americans who've worked with me in my campaigns. Bond Brigade, now I hope it's a Blunt Brigade, had good representation, and a lot of people worked for me. I just had the melancholy privilege of making a few comments about a week ago at the memorial service for Paula Smith. I don't know if many of you remember Paula. She was a great force in the community. She'd worked with TWA, and I got her to take over as director of the State Labor and Industrial Relations Commission. She was the first African American and the first African American woman appointed to the governor's cabinet in Missouri. And she did a wonderful job. She led the way. We went out and recruited, and there were other, we had Jim Buford came back now with the Urban League to run jobs for Missouri graduates. We started working on housing proposals and healthcare proposals. We worked on a lot of things. I recruited a number of great young African Americans to run for office. Didn't always succeed. We got Carson Ross, though, in Jackson County, who has been a great state representative and mayor and a leader. So throughout my career, I've worked together with people of all faiths, all colors, all religions, and that is the future. A lot of my very savvy friends, African American friends, said, if we are a wholly owned subsidiary of the Democrat Party, they're not going to pay any attention to us. And yes, friends, that is exactly right. You are welcome. You are warmly welcome in our party. We've got a lot of work to do together. Let's put aside what we think may have been the differences and work together on the principles that you were so soundly pronouncing. And I mean, you and Sarah Palin have the you got the, and they don't like, you know, the elite Eastern media doesn't like it when somebody talks Midwest common sense, but I do. We're with you, and we're going to win this year. Thanks very much.